What's up, everyone? So, I had a hell of an adventure hopping house to house. And finally, I'm with this friend of mine now named Ika. Say hi, Ika.
Hi.
This is Ika. I'm staying with her and her family. Her mom and her sister. And, yeah. So, crazy story of how I ended up here.
Enjoy the traditional food. Lontong.
Traditional food.
This is tofu, and then this is lontong made from rice boiled with the banana leaves.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll be back with you guys about the story of how I ended up here later. So what's up, everybody? This is the place I'm staying at right now. It's someone, they weren't on Couchsurfer, but they did used to use Couchsurfer, and they do host people. So it's a crazy story because I ended up here out of nowhere. It's been a long journey because I had nowhere to stay, really. I know in the beginning I did, but Nissa, unfortunately, was unable to host me for that long. I guess I misunderstood Couchsurfer, but not a lot of people can host you for that long on there. It's my fault for not asking how long they can host me. I just assumed oh, you know, they can host me for as long as I'm here. I guess it's just because that's what I would do when people stay in my area. Let them stay with me as long as they need to. But it is different out here, and so I stayed with Nissa the first night, and she let me. She actually got me an apartment. So out here you can get apartments for a day or a week or a month. It's almost like hotels, but then you could actually live in them too for you know, you could pay monthly as well. So there's it's kind of cool because you could rent an apartment for a day. So she paid my first day's rent for an apartment after I came out of the airport, which was really tight. And then after that, the next day she told me, hey, so you can't stay there this whole time. You know, it's actually going to cost you $200,000 per day and all this stuff. And I was like, oh crap, well, I guess I better find somewhere else because I can't afford that. Especially can't afford to pay for a spot right now. I'm really relying on hosts and people to take me in for free. So she gave me the options that I could stay for another couple of days, but it'd be $200,000 each day, and then after that I could look into finding somewhere to stay. So I used those 2 days. I did pay for it because I needed those days to recover, to sleep in. It was comfortable. I had AC, internet, Wi-Fi. I could connect my laptop. So I was able to talk to a lot of people and get a lot of connections, and I found some b-boys out there, and I went to sesh with them one of the days, came back, and on the day that I went to go practice with them, they had told me, hey, one of them had told me, you could stay with me, bro. And I was like, oh, really, you know? And once again, misunderstanding. He said I could stay with him, but he didn't say how long I could stay with him. So I was like, oh, great, I found another spot. I told Nissa that we're going to practice again the next day. So I told her if I could stay one more night. This time I stayed in her room because I didn't want to pay for another night in the other room. Stayed in her room one more night for free. And then the next day moved over to the b-boy's house. Well, then stayed at the b-boy's house. And then the next day I went to the mall, and I didn't get back till 8 p.m. When I came back, he tells me, oh, by the way, you can't stay here another day. I was like, what? You know, he goes, oh yeah, we can only host for 1 day. He goes, we gotta find you another spot. I'm like, are you serious? You could have told me that the night before, so I could have found a host that can host me longer. Or you know, you could have told me that earlier instead of last minute when I come home at 8 p.m. and I'm about to go to sleep and there's nowhere to sleep, you know. So now now him and his friends, the other b-boys, we're driving around all over the place trying to find a spot for me to sleep, you know, pretty much where I'm going to sleep for the night. So that was really really stressful, and I said forget it. I remember when we dropped off one of my friends from the airport, an Australian guy. He was staying at a place called 6 Degrees Hostel. So I remember that spot, and I looked it up. I had my friend look it up, and wasn't too bad. It was $140 per night. So I was like, well, I could just stay there for one night till I found another host. Went there, didn't sleep at all. Actually, it was just like cruising through the internet because they had Wi-Fi, but my laptop could not connect there. So I was on my phone asking around, and one of the workers comes down and starts talking to me, and we start talking and stuff, and then he tells me, yeah, he goes, I know a girl might be able to host you for free. She hosted like a couple of Europeans on several different occasions, and they stayed for 2 months or more, and they didn't pay a dime. And I was like, oh really? And it sounded great, you know. She was like, yeah, but she lives really far in a place called Bogor, but she comes to Jakarta every day for work. And I was like, okay, well, whatever is fine, because beggars can't be choosers. I need a spot I can stay at permanently for a while. I'm only got like a couple more weeks here, and I don't want to be jumping around everywhere, and I don't want to be paying, so I can save more. So yeah, I contacted her. She was in Jakarta at work. Told me to meet up with her later that day. This was all on the same day. So like 2 more hours, I met up with her at the train station, and we took the train to her spot, and now I'm here. And it is a mission to get back to Jakarta. I have to take the train all the way back every time. It's like an hour and a half. But honestly, it's free, and people are really, really generous. They're really helpful. She lives with her mom, her sister, and her little sister, I believe, or her niece, I believe. And they're all really nice. A lot of them, I mean, none of them really speak English. Only she does. So we can't really understand each other, but we kind of use our body language and stuff. But it's really chill, and I'm really thankful for this. And the community I'm staying in is actually a Muslim community, because, you know, like Indonesia, there's a lot of Muslims here, and so they're all Muslim, and every day they pray and they do their ceremonies. And right now, because it's Ramadan, it's really like a very religious time of the year for them, and they keep going out to the mosque nearby to pray every morning and night. They play music and drums, and I can hear it every morning and night. It doesn't really bother me because I'm like an insomniac anyways. I barely ever sleep anyways. I mean, I'm traveling, so why sleep? And I see them praying and stuff, and they dress in their religious clothes, and it's really interesting, you know, because in America everyone's against Islam right now, so that's one thing. And on top of that, and it's rare to see in America because we're so many different cultures, so many different diversities, and we usually tend to stay away from other places, other cultures, other religions, whatever, that doesn't make us comfortable. And to be honest, I never really looked into other religions or like went to their ceremonies or anything like that. I learned about it, but I knew that part of this journey would be to learn more and experience more. And now I'm seeing it like right in front of me, and it's really interesting, you know. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's pretty much my journey so far. I'm in Indonesia, Asia, June 14th, 2017. And in a couple of days, I'll be having a workshop. Hopefully that goes well. If it goes well and make enough money, then I plan to get out of here and go to Borobudur, a really beautiful temple. After that, head to Ijen, Kuala Ijen. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's a dope volcano that has blue lava. So really excited to see that. After that, I'll go to Bali, which is going to be beautiful, and hopefully it'll be cool. There's also going to be a competition out here, so I'm going to train, practice, and hopefully I do good, and see if I can win that. That's the goal, is to try and win that event. Something interesting to see. This is one of those Indonesian shows on television, and the music they play is like very Arab influenced, Arab styled. The commercials have like a lot of Muslim people and Muslim themed commercials and movies and billboards, and it's really different. You know, you don't see any of that in America. Like, you see a commercial and there's a girl wearing a hijab and the guy wearing I think it's called a tobi or something like that. You know, they're dressed in like traditional like religious clothing, and they're on the commercial, and it's like it's a normal thing out here, you know. And I'm pretty sure in America, if people saw that, they'd flip out. So it's really interesting. But alright, I gotta go. Talk to you guys later. Keep you updated. Jimmy that guy.